Okay, pastors and leaders, in this video, I want to talk a little bit about teachers and, filling out your teaching schedule at your church. And the question is, how do we raise up more lay teachers? If you've been using the Pursue God resources, you notice if you go to our sermon page, pursuegod.org/sermon link, we've got all kinds of free sermons that you can download and preach. And one of the great benefits is there are so many resources there that it's easy to use those to raise up lay teachers because lay teachers don't have time to prep a full sermon and all that stuff. So let's just break this down. Let's talk about benefits and resources, and then let's end with some ideas. So here are the benefits of raising up lay teachers for you. First of all, it's less you. And believe it or not, less you is a good thing because the more you are up there, then probably the more likely your church will be a consumer culture and they will be consuming your sermons. Again, your sermons might be fantastic. I'm sure you're very gifted. But if you're the only one that's ever up there, then pretty soon the church becomes about you rather than about Jesus, or rather than about people helping other people follow Jesus. I think the second benefit is that it's more biblical. I think it's very biblical to have a team of teachers. I think it's actually biblical, if possible, to have some lay teachers get up there. And then I think the third benefit is it is future proof, right? If you can raise up more teachers, and pretty soon you're going to find out not only will your church grow, but it will grow into the future even when you're not there. Now, maybe you can think about some other benefits, but now let's move on to resources and what resources we have at pursuegod.org. First of all, they're free. All of our sermon resources are 100% free. I think secondly, they're collaborative. That means two things. First of all, our teaching team at pursuegod.org collaborates, and collaborative sermons are great because you're getting multiple perspectives. So I think that what you're producing is actually maybe just a little bit better, because sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed, when you preach a sermon and prep it by yourself without any other input, it's very easy to get myopic, focused on maybe just something that you care about rather than thinking about it in terms of the broader picture. So prepping them collaboratively is good, but I think also it's important that you can collaborate with our team. If you check out our leader page, you can actually share notes with us. We'll share notes with you. So it's a very collaborative process when you're preaching Pursue God sermons. And then finally, they're customizable. All of our resources are customizable. Everything that you grab, slides, ideas, sermon notes, all of that stuff, you have the freedom to customize it for your audience, for your church. And I think lay teachers can be taught to take a general outline and customize that topic, that message, for the benefit of their church, using their own stories, their own concepts, but using the same sort of structure that we have in not only in the sermon, but also in the small group conversation topic that comes with it at pursuegod.org. Now, you can learn more about these resources and how to use them at pursuegod.org/pastors. But one more thing, let me just give you a couple of ideas for how to raise up lay teachers successfully. First of all, one idea is you can have them team teach. Maybe they teach one portion of the sermon with you, instead of teaching the whole thing. That's a great way to sort of introduce a lay teacher, right? Or maybe even tag team and get up there and kind of do it conversationally up there, almost like a 35-minute conversation using the structure of the sermon. So that's one option. This, of course, is if you don't want to just throw them up there and let them preach the whole sermon, right? The other idea, it's kind of a creative idea, but you might want to try it, is what we call split sermons, right? What I mean by that is you use a portion of the sermon, or maybe a portion of the service time is a video. Is it one of the topical videos from pursuegod.org? Just download it, something that really is interesting, that will engage your congregation. It's maybe 8 or 9 minutes long. Play it maybe earlier on in the service, and then during the sermon time, you'll have a little bit less time. So maybe it just requires now a 20-minute sermon. And believe it or not, 20 minutes is a lot easier for a lay teacher to preach than a full 30 or 40-minute sermon. So what you're doing is you're splitting up in essence, the teaching time allotted in your service, you're splitting it up between a really engaging video from the site that can empower conversations in small groups or with families, right? And then the sermon time itself can be a little bit shorter and a little bit easier for a lay teacher. So take a look at this, think about it, and I hope that at your church, you're willing to raise up some lay teachers.